On behalf of the class of 2018, I would like to welcome everyone to our commencement ceremony today. Most of you know that I love country music, to the point where if I ask for the aux cord, my friends will simultaneously shout no, and all reach for it themselves because they know I'll play a country song by Sam Hunt or Luke Bryan. Well, I'm sorry to say that today you don't have control because I was given the ultimate aux cord of this microphone, and I'm going to talk about a country song by Scotty McCreery called 5 More Minutes. In the chorus of this song, Scotty sings with his thick country accent. Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff. The good times, oh, but they just keep on flying. Right on by like it ain't nothing. Wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows I'd hit it and give myself 5 more minutes. The first time I heard this song, I began to think about where I would pause life to enjoy 5 more minutes of a moment. Through these past 4 years, where would you like 5 more minutes? From when we were little, 5 more minutes became a common plea we used when it was time for bed or when our parents came to pick us up from a play date. Even at a young age, we knew how precious 5 more minutes was, and if we could get it, how we could use it and appreciate each second, and maybe even negotiate 5 more. We wish for 5 more minutes at recess to finish a game of kickball, or more time at the Italian Center with our friends to go down the yellow tube slide just one more time. What I wouldn't give to have more time with my neighbor and my sisters to color the whole driveway with chalk and catch fireflies in our yard until past bedtime. And maybe just 5 more minutes to create another Heather and Kate smoothie. As we got older, the reasons for needing more time changed. And instead of wanting 5 more minutes not to go to bed, now we beg for 5 more minutes of sleep in the morning. Looking back on freshman year at Trinity, how about 5 more minutes to perform another skit for Mr. Riccio? Or to play volleyball in Mr. Chiappetta's gym class, where we started so many new friendships? Just one more dance at our first TCHS homecoming, or at the freshman-senior picnic, where we first got pulled along during the scavenger hunt, not knowing that after 4 years, we would be the ones proudly pulling the little freshmen. During sophomore and junior year, who wouldn't want 5 more minutes at our last football game on the grass, and especially our first win on the new turf? More time in chem to learn from Mrs. Griffin that everything is soluble to an extent. Or in A-Push, eating pizza with Miss DeMassa after a long year of DBQs. Just a little bit more time and celebration of being state champion in boys basketball. And extra time to enjoy what we did not realize would be our last school field day. Time to appreciate our parents driving us everywhere, before we got a license and started driving ourselves. And I am sure everyone here would like 5 more minutes in the morning to avoid all those tardy slips from Mr. Kelly and Mr. Palma. I would like just 5 more minutes to sit in class with teachers and classmates who inspired me and helped me become who I am today. Senior year is where I think most of our extra minutes would be used. 5 more minutes on the field of our last victorious soccer game, or during the pep rally where Jared played a clown again and Suave played Jesus to save us all. More time to hear Miss Petkova tell us not to worry, and more time at our last lunch to get our last Jovi cookie. Time at our last school mass with Father Joe to fully appreciate that it was the last time our whole school gathered to pray together. Who wouldn't want more time in Miss Barber's class to do one more Farmer Brown problem or talk about the punching mailman in the ski wall? If we had just more minutes in a typical day to remember the little things we take for granted, like the funny bickerings at lunch, or playing one last review game with Miss DeQuilla. More time to appreciate the feeling of being on stage during the last Crusader Players performance of Guys and Dolls. Just 5 more minutes to finish a game of Trivial Pursuit with Mr. Kriz and beat the other side of the class. And maybe more than 5 minutes to talk with Mrs. O'Connell about our hopes and our dreams. More time at our last prom to just take in the fact that we are together, because in a couple months, all of us will be scattered across the Northeast and beyond. I can stand up here all day and talk about the little moments where we all want more time, but the reality is no one has invented a pause button for life. As sad as it seems that the clock won't stop, there are some things we can do to hold on to these precious moments. We can start to live right here and right now, a little more fully than we did yesterday. We can choose to not worry too much about the future, but instead take each day as a blessing from God and appreciate our friends and family each minute. By the way, thanks, Mom and Dad. My hope for our class is that when someone asks you where you want 5 more minutes, you can confidently say that you have lived it all, down to the last second, to the fullest. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, dear Kate, for the excellence of your academic achievement, for your exuberant and infectious spirit, for your very caring, compassionate, and kind heart, and for your exemplary commitment to your family, your faith, and to all things Trinity. We're very, very proud of you.